This Chef's Kitchen podcast is brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download now at audiblepodcast.com/The Chef's Kitchen. We're back in Princeton, New Jersey at the Miele Kitchen Studio, and I'm joined by Chef Brian Wilson of Le Castagne Restaurant in Philadelphia. We are celebrating Philadelphia Magazine's Guide to Holiday Entertaining, and you're contributing to that a wonderful soup recipe, perfect for the winter holidays.
Correct. Thanks for having me. Today I'm actually going to prepare a sweet potato rutabaga and apple bisque. Holiday entertaining. Keep yourself out of the kitchen. Keep yourself, in with your guests and whatnot. So we're going to try to, give you a nice, easy, simple but elegant recipe.
Is this a recipe that we can possibly make ahead?
Of course. This is something that you can do ahead. Just put it in a crock pot or whatever you want to do to keep it warm for your guests, to enjoy later. But like I said, it's very easy. It's very simple to prepare.
Wonderful. Where do we begin, Chef?
Well, first we're going to start with a rutabaga, and the fall vegetables are beautiful. They have a great flavor. We're going to take our sweet potatoes, our rutabagas, and our apples.
Okay.
We're going to start by peeling them. And you can make this in small quantities, large quantities. I actually like to use Granny Smith apples, something that's a little bit more tart, has a little bit more bite, not as much sugar in it. And the smaller the dice, the faster they cook. So we're going to give it a nice small dice.
So we can mix and match our root vegetables for this particular recipe?
Sure. If you wanted to add, instead of using like the rutabaga or the turnips, or you can add parsnips or do butternut squash or acorn squash spaghetti. Well, I wouldn't do a spaghetti squash, but
some of the firmer maybe squashes that could hold up. Okay.
Exactly. All this is going to go into a pan. You want to make sure your pan is nice and hot first. So we're going to put this on.
Do we have to make sure that our vegetables and apple are cooked all in the same size?
It does, because you're having the same, all these vegetables have pretty much the same firmness. The apple's a little bit softer than the sweet potato and the rutabaga, but the apple you want to really break down and extract the juices out of.
Okay.
So if you have them the same size, they are going to cook at the same speed.
Okay.
If one's bigger than the other, one's going to be done faster than the other. With a nice hot pan, we're going to add our vegetables.
And just some olive oil in this pan,
A little bit of olive oil.
Okay.
And what we're looking for is we're actually looking for some caramelization. Everything contains residual sugar. What we're going to have here is we're actually going to wait until get these a little bit caramelized and nice and brown. Meanwhile, if you have any homemade chicken stock, which is wonderful, if not, you can use some base or a canned product. That's going to be, I'd like to get that hot ahead. So when you have the hot vegetables you add in your hot stock, really makes your soup cook very fast.
Excellent tip. Great to know.
At this point, we're going to add in some ground ginger. All right. The ground ginger just gives it a little different level of flavor, and also brings in a really nice aromatics to the soup.
Great with the apples, too.
Yes, definitely. And then we would salt and pepper this once you start getting the caramelization. You don't want to salt things too early, because what's going to happen is the salt extracts the water, and you're not going to allow the caramelization to happen. You're going to allow, you're going to get too much moisture in the pan, and you won't get that caramelization, that nice sugary, taste that you're looking for. This is...
And what do we have in this pan?
Is the finished product. Once this is cooked and all your vegetables are tender, you can either use a blender, an immersion blender, and you're going to puree it to a consistency that that is very similar to this. We're going to finish this soup with a dollop of mascarpone, which is
nice,
gives you a
Italian
nice
twist.
Creaminess to it.
Yes, has a beautiful thick consistency. Very
hearty.
Nice cold weather dish to serve your guests.
And also, being so thick, it holds its heat a lot better for, holiday entertaining, being in a crock pot or.
Well, again, like you said, this is something that could be made in advance.
Exactly.
Could this be frozen as well?
You can freeze it, and it would thaw out fine, because it is a soup. It's already pureed, so you wouldn't have to worry about anything about that.
It's excellent. We can make ahead because we can enjoy our guests.
Correct.
So shall we try, Chef?
Enjoy.
Wonderful. I'm going to get a piece of the cheesy, creamy mascarpone. Oh, that's a wonderful, soul-satisfying soup.
I'm glad you like it.
Really, very, very good. Excellent. Thank you so much for contributing to our holiday celebration here at the Chef's Kitchen, Miele Kitchen Studio. It's been wonderful having you here in the set.
Thanks for having me.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
This Chef's Kitchen podcast was brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download now at audiblepodcast.com/The Chef's Kitchen. Log on now for over 75,000 titles to choose from for your iPod, iPhone, or MP3 player.